Welcome to Useless Agent. This program is not meant for children of any age. Enjoy my nightmares.
It's that JC.
Okay, let's do this.
Jordan, stop crying. I'm just a city guy, living fly, getting high. Living till I die, getting by, whipping by. Staying solidified, big time to different sides. Here's your ticket, ride, follow if you feel my vibe. I'm just a city guy, living fly, getting high. Living till I die, getting by, whipping by. Staying solidified, big time to different sides. Here's your ticket, ride, follow if you feel my vibe.
50. Smile on your face. Nobody give a fuck about 40. Nobody remember 40. And y'all niggas just giving me way too many 40-degree days. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Oh man, I love that fucking theme song. Alrighty, let me bring in the man himself. Alright. And you are in, brother.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yo.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute. We had a lot of issues. It was like week after week we were having just constant issues with Twitch, the Streamlab. It was nonstop. That's why
Sometimes it's like that, man, you know?
Yeah, no, I thought we were getting a strike or something. I thought we were in trouble. That's what I thought the entire time. But no, it was just like a weird thing. And like my manager, my Google manager is horrible. Remembers like the worst passwords for some reason. It only remembers passwords from like 4 years ago. And so nothing is up to date. I guess I ignore the button every time it says save password, but I'm pretty sure I press it.
See, that's the reason why I don't trust those password managers. I put it all here, man, in the vault. It's all up here in this freaking noggin.
Yeah, this shit will slide out like fucking like trying to put water in a safe, bro. Mine's just gonna slide right out.
Yeah, try getting in here, hackers. Fucking bitches.
Fucking bitches.
Hey man, you know what? I was watching one of your videos the other day and I saw that someone left a comment and the comment said, "Take off your sunglasses so you can connect more with the audience."
Oh, did you get that?
You feel connected still?
Do you feel connected yet? Yeah, right. Does it feel any better? That's funny because I did that earlier. I actually did take my sunglasses off, but it was because I was making fun of how when liars lie, they always tend to look away when they're thinking about something. Like just before they're about to bullshit you, they always look up. And
that's an old wives' tale.
Well, I noticed it with certain people, they have certain tells. And when it comes to Ben Shapiro, the guy has no fucking poker skills whatsoever. I'm sorry. These half these fucking magatards, they have no poker face at all.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna institute a new rule here. All right. Every time we mention a name, someone's name, you just said Ben Shapiro. We gotta say who they are. Like we gotta give a title. I feel like a lot of people may be like, "Who the fuck is Ben Shapiro?" You know what I mean?
I don't think anybody that watches this channel doesn't know Ben Shapiro.
But if you have some new person watching, you know.
Yeah, I mean? I suppose so. All right. Well,
describe him. What title would you get?
Rather than just saying I was making fun of Ben Shapiro. All right. We put out a video on Ben Shapiro, trying to say that his ethics and morality, and for when it comes to policy, that his religion has no effect on that whatsoever. And so he was talking about gay marriage. Ben Shapiro. Oh, I'm sorry. Ben Shapiro being a right-wing affiliate with, what is it, the Daily Wire? I believe it's the Daily Wire. Yeah, okay. I think it's the Daily Wire he runs. And
he's a right-wing political commentator, right?
Right. And he's also a failed screenwriter and a failed director. And it seems like he kind of just decided to go the Fox News route and blend bullshit news with entertainment. And he tried doing this a few times, and a couple of his screenplays were just thrown out. And I really do think he just has this chip on his shoulder, and he's like, I didn't get in for what I wanted, and the world is going to suffer for it. And so he basically speaks very quickly to give you the semblance of intelligence. But when word salad is just spoken quickly, it's just a very fast food salad. That's all it is.
Yeah, definitely. So for those people that don't know who Ben Shapiro is, he's a right-wing political commentator. I think I read his profile a while ago, and it said something like he was the youngest person to ever be syndicated. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what the fuck that means. But the dude basically he writes a lot of right-wing articles and shit like that, and he's amassed a following, right? And if you've ever watched him on his shows, I mean, the thing that made him famous is he was debating a trans person one time, and he was like,
right.
And the person said something like, you're hurting people's feelings or whatever, and he said he quipped back and he was like, science doesn't care about your feelings or some shit like that. And then they're like. Right. Viral, and everyone was like, "Oh shit, this guy tells it like it is," and a bunch of right wingers were on his nuts about it, and but if you ever watch him debate, he just talks really fucking fast, and he goes from point to point to point, and it's clear that he doesn't have any interest in having nuanced discussion about any particular subject. He just wants to sound like he's smart and shut down the other side so they don't say anything.
Right. Yeah. And this is so obvious with the talk, with the double talk, the constant, let me just filibuster the next 5 minutes. And so as long as you don't get a word in, I sound like I won. No, you're just the one that talked the most. That's really it. I mean, there needs to be some goddamn, scorekeeper that's just ringing a bell, every time an actual point is made. And I guarantee you will hear fucking crickets the whole time because it's bullshit. I mean, he basically had stated that gay marriage is wrong simply because on the scale that marriage has always been simply about child rearing and child raising. And that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, because we all know it started with land ownership. It has everything to do with land ownership. It's in the Bible.
Marriage?
Marriage itself, the institution of marriage. It's always been about land ownership. It has always been.
I thought it was always about getting some pussy. I don't know. I guess I was wrong. Shit.
Yeah, according to every 80s comedian, you're going to be wrong. Did you notice that? Comedians used to always talk about not getting laid back in the 80s. I think they felt bad for themselves, so they just started saying, you know what, fuck that, I do get pussy, all right. Because Kevin Hart won't say you don't get pussy.
All right, look, I don't want to make this about Ben Shapiro, because basically, if you heard any of what we just said right now, it all translates into Ben Shapiro's a little bitch. All right, there's a lot of little bitches in the world, but
there's too many. There's too many rats. There's too many fucking rats on this shit, man. There's too many fucking rats. It's okay to be a rat. It's cool to be a rat. It's fun to be a rat. When I was a kid, you didn't have these Tekashi 6ix9ine type rappers that go around fucking making videos and then fucking getting people arrested and ratting and going on fucking radio stations proud to be a rat. I'm sorry, you would not make it out that fucking radio station. You're not making it. And that's why he said when he came to Chicago, he made it 15 seconds. Charlamagne had made a point on the Breakfast Club and asked him. And he said, bro, I seen that surveillance tape, 30 seconds, bro. And he goes, nah, it was more like 15. More like 15.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of rats in Chicago, what's up with that rat hole, bro?
The rat hole.
Fire, man. The fucking rat hole. And then I saw somebody try to cover it up.
That is very good.
Thank you.
Apparently, apparently that's huge. It was all over John Oliver's Last Week Tonight. He did a whole segment on it. And the funniest thing was, being a Chicagoan that has nothing better to do but be in his house, I had no idea what the fuck he was talking about. I didn't know people got married there. I didn't know where the rat hole was. I just found out about this yesterday.
Dude, come on, man.
My mom was like, "Oh, I didn't tell you about it." I'm like, "No." I feel like a fucking dumbass. I'm learning from an English guy.
All right, look, man. I'm gonna do something here that I don't usually do. All right, I'm gonna give you and the audience a little homework. Okay.
All right.
Should you choose to do it? All right. Take a picture of you at the rat hole site, and I will send you a fucking $1.
Yeah, seriously. I have been looking at where it is, and the reason why it got covered up is the same reason why any motherfucker would cover it up. They just got sick of people on their block. Yeah. Hey, motherfuckers got jobs, dude. Motherfuckers got places to go. We don't want you outside our crib, man. Just fucking taking your damn wedding pictures. We're gonna fuck you up, man. Just get out of here. Take your picture early in the morning and get the fuck out of here.
I remember those assholes on the fucking street. Remember those gangbangers making bird sounds and shit in the morning? Like, dude, it's 5 a.m. Like,
cuckoo, cuckoo. It's always the same. It's always a soft sound and then the loud sound. Doo-doo. Like as if that there's some bird out there that sounds like, oh, I know that one. That's called the Puerto Rican.
That's called
the Puerto Rican what? Just the Puerto Rican outside.
Puerto Rican dodo.
It's the Puerto Rican douchebag that won't shut the fuck up because fucking Elaine won't come downstairs. Elena, you get it.
We get it. You sell drugs. Can I have some now? Like,
man, I used to when I lived in Uptown. I used to yell out the window because in Chicago and Uptown it's very dangerous. And so at 2 a.m. I'd always be like, "Will you fuckers shoot over there?" Like, just not down there, man. Just go over there. There's a whole park over there. You guys got free reign. You guys got obstacles and shit. You can go hide behind. It'll be a whole paintball thing, except, with death, It'll be just like Gears of War, except it's just war.
Fucking idiots. But hey, man, you know what I was thinking?
I was going to say, I just want to say that, you know what? We did try. We did try in Chicago. We started the paintball shit. There was a big phase going on for a little bit where everybody had paintball. And it was working for a minute. And the neighbors complained about that. Instead of guns, motherfuckers were literally spraying blocks with paintball. And they were getting back at the blocks each other. They were shooting each other with paintball. And they were putting the guns down for a second. And I swear to God, they came by and started taking everybody's paintball guns. And the bullets came right back. I'm not fucking joking. So I'm like, in defense of the hood, they did try. But y'all won't let us. You just won't let us have a good time ever. Like, just throwing it out there.
I don't know about that, man.
West side. Where's my West Siders at, man? They know exactly what I'm talking about.
If I knew that my rival gang was shooting paintballs,
yeah, they made it. Yeah, man.
I would take advantage of that. Like,
you know what? You think that somebody would actually? No, dude. They said, okay, we got you. And that's what dude, it was hilarious, man. You had dealers on the block. I was on Chicago and Holman. Don't ask why. I had to sell some ass. So I'm selling some ass on Chicago and Holman. And just, but it would, it didn't sound right. It wasn't the right, it was a weird. And so I hit the ground and I'm just kind of confused. Like, what the fuck? Was that a silencer or some shit? And you just kind of hear splat and you just see it on the fucking walls. And just this old dude goes, are they shooting paintball? I'm like, yeah, they is. Liking this. It's all right.
Have you ever been paintballing?
No.
Bro, I went paintballing last year, and there's like, it's like a whole culture. There were like people wearing like uniforms and shit.
It's
there was
like
this one dude.
Yeah, people go really into that shit, man.
Yeah, man, they were like all into it. They had like fucking team names and shit. This one dude had like modified his gun so that he can like pull the trigger a bunch of times and it'll like shoot really fast. Just that type of shit. Like I saw them like strategizing before they went out in the field. They were like, all right, we're gonna fight right. I was like, holy fucking shit, I'm not getting in the field with these people. And that shit hurts, dude.
They're not fucking around. No, it does hurt. I've been shot by him, but I never had the whole get up and all that shit. Like, oh man. That. But I watched a friend get shot in his ass. He got shot right in the butt. Like my friend said, he lost a bet. He had to get shot in the ass. And he shot him right in between, like right in the hole. It was amazing.
Right in the fucking asshole.
Right in the fucking tunnel, man. And he was like, "You son of a bitch! You raped me with a paintball gun."
I mean, you must have had a skinny ass though, because like you would have had to go through the cheeks, through the crack.
It was just, you know what I mean? Like, it was just fucking hilarious, man. I just saw the way the welt looked, and I was like, you know what? That did look painful. So I believe everyone that says it hurts. Like, worst I had was fucking shrapnel. That was the worst I had. I didn't get shot. I got hit by shrapnel. Well, like the concrete. I literally just
I know what shrapnel is. Like,
I'm like, that was back when I was living in Leland when I was a kid, man. That was why I have a hole in my leg. It's because there's just this little shit. Like back in the day, it was just a normal thing. Fuck you see fucking no headlights on, you knew to run the back, and my dumb ass was just the last one to get there. So yeah, I mean, shit happened. Back in
Chicago, man. Everyone I meet from Chicago, we just have this like survivor mentality. But I gotta say this, and I hate to say this, but like it's a lot of fucking dummies in Chicago, bro. Like when I look back at it, like myself included, right? Like I grew up there, and the shit that we were like we thought was right when we were growing up, it like turned out to be not right.
The street mentality was about respect. But the way to get it was always through fear and negativity. It was never about positive respect. Nobody gave a fuck about getting positive respect. We didn't see it that way.
We got joy out of like watching people fall or like
or suffer or just straight up suffer. Like just we were bullies. Like there's this new generation now. I don't know what you call it. It's the kids now that are younger than Gen Z. I thought Gen Z was still going, but some people are saying that there's another gen, I guess. So whatever that generation is, they're asking questions like, why do our generation, look so psychotic and almost like sociopathic? And it's like, because we were little sociopaths. Like bullies came to take your dignity one piece at a time. We didn't give a fuck about your money. We're here to fuck you up. Like we are here to scare you.
Yeah, we were bullies and we were bullied at the same time.
And we were bullied. Yeah, exactly. It's just passing it along. It's just passing that along.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you about the story when I almost got raped in the back of a fucking mattress warehouse?
Oh shit! You talking about what, betting expert?
Yeah. Well, I forgot the name of the place, but it was the one that was right there on Lincoln. I want to say it's like Lincoln.
Yeah, the dude. Yeah, the dude.
It burned down or something.
Yeah, it did.
So back in the day, my buddy and I, we were sitting in like a gas station. We were underage and we wanted to get some beer. Well, you know this guy. His name was Steven. So it was me and Steven. We're sitting in the car. We're waiting for and the way we used to do it was like we'd wait for like a guy to like pull up, and then we'd offer him some money, and say, hey, if you get us some beer, we'll
Right.
we'll give you
Yeah,
like
the common
$20.
way. Yeah, right.
So it worked a few times, but this particular time, this guy said, there's a lot of cops around here. Why don't y'all follow me to this other liquor store where it's a lot more chill? So we did. We followed him. It was like 15 minutes away. We're like, what the fuck? And then he pulls up into his warehouse and he's like, hey, I got a little weed on me. You guys want to smoke before, I can get you the beer, but like if you want to smoke. And at the time, I did smoke. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, fuck yeah. We just scored some, free weed.
Yeah.
So we go into this, he unlocks the door to the warehouse and it's like closed. It's after hours, right? And we go to the back, like the back, not in the showroom, but where they have like all the mattresses and shit.
Yep.
And we're sitting back here and he makes a little like bowl out of aluminum foil. Like he wraps it around a pen and then he bends it over and then we put the weed inside of the hole.
Yeah, I still do that sometimes. Yeah.
Like
if my shit breaks down, when my shit breaks down,
we're sitting there and we're smoking, and this guy pulls out a bag of cocaine, and that was the first time in my entire life. It was my first time ever seeing cocaine. I must have been like, I don't know, 16 or 17, and he was like, "You guys want to do something?" And I remember Steven and I were like, "Nah, we're good." So he starts doing lines by himself. And as he's doing more lines, he becomes more shaky and more paranoid. And then at some point, he brings out a porno magazine and he's showing it to me and Steven. And he's like, hey, do you guys like these girls? How about we make a porno? I know some girls. We'll call them over right now. And I can film you guys. You're going to get paid. You're going to get some money. And we're like, what the fuck? This sounds weird. And we're like, no, we're okay. And he's like, no, just meet the girls. Just meet the girls. So he gets on the phone. I don't know who he calls, but he calls someone. And he's like, yeah, I got two guys here. They want to make a movie. Yeah, bring the girls, blah, blah, blah. He hangs up the phone and he's like, all right, you guys just hang out. The girls are about to be here. It's going to be fun. And we keep telling this guy, like, no, we're good. We want to leave. And he's like,
we're going to break. Yeah.
Then he tries to separate us. He tried to get me like in the closet, but I wouldn't go in. And like this guy was small. He wasn't the big dude. So he didn't like try to force anything. And it was two of us, and Steven was a pretty big dude.
Steven was a big guy. Yeah, no. He was a good.
And so like he didn't try to get
tall
or anything. But yeah, he was trying to get me.
But he was trying to guide you in.
And then so he could close the door maybe, and then he tried to do. And I remember thinking to myself like, fuck. Who did he speak to on the phone? Who's on their way here? I'm about to have to suck some dick. And,
oh my God.
And dude, long story short, we ended up running out of there. But like that, and it was like snowing outside. I had my jacket with me. I left my jacket because we just fucking ran out. And like to this day, I always wonder like what would have happened. That dude, I think he called one of his rapey friends. I don't think there was girls coming.
That's
either
really
that
fun.
Or he was gonna do some child porn type shit, or I don't know.
Yeah, because he had a fucking what's it called? He had a tripod in that basement, in that back with the gate and shit. I had a friend named Juan, who you might have remembered. He was a little guy that he was like a sidekick of mine. He just kind of followed me around. But he was this total, he barely spoke. He talked like Bob Dylan. And he looked like a tiny Bob Dylan. And he was my little sidekick. And I always called him Lenny. And I was like, come on, Lenny, we're going home. And I used to just take him with me everywhere. And he introduced me to the betting expert guy. And I was like, no.
Was it a white guy with like
it was a white
hair?
Dude. Yeah, it was a
like
white dude with like
scars?
dirty blonde hair. And
Yeah.
there was a tripod in there. And he pulled out a line because he was selling weed. That's why I'm like, wait, that wasn't you that I was with, I guess. I was with, and then I remember it was Juan that knew him, and he brought me up, but he didn't try anything physical. Like, also, yeah, but he was asking, am I interested in movies? And he showed that, and I saw this tripod in the back, and where like it looked like a standard like queen size bed with a decent drapery was over by, and it looked like that's the bed he used. And I remember feeling really uncomfortable. And luckily I was like, because he's like, you're a good looking guy, and I was like, I gotta go, man. I gotta go.
Man, I wish I could go back and like make a police report or something. Like, I
Or
still
just
remember
bash
that
that dude.
Yeah, dude, I'd love to find that guy and just fucking whoop his ass because
Yeah, right, dude. You fucking creeped me out, bro. Not cool, man.
But I mean, like, that's the type of shit that we dealt with growing up in Chicago. Like, that was just like
it was just the norm because you're so used to meeting new people every moment of your life at that age. Like, you're always meeting new people. It's a big city, and even though we have kind of like, a big, we have a real tight knit group, we're still a big city that's constantly has high turnaround. So there's constant people moving in on the block. So there's, there's always some new guy. And some of them you can really trust, and some of them are really cool. Some of them will chase you down the fucking street.
Yeah, man. Unfortunately, there's like a lot of stories like that where it was just kind of like a close call, and something really bad could have happened. I remember I met this one fucking meth head one time. I didn't know he was a meth head, but he was like, "Oh yeah, I can get us some weed," and we ended up driving to like fucking
that was always the way to sneak us. That was always a way to sneak us out too. You want to talk? Oh yeah. Fuck.
And we'd be like, yeah, because back in the day, like, you couldn't get weed like that. It was like super fucking illegal, like eating an eagle or some shit. Like, it was like fucking, you're a badass if you smoke weed. And like that, I remember this one guy, he took me to the fucking ghetto, dude. Like, I remember just like dudes posted up on every corner selling crack cocaine, and he I let him drive my car. That's the stupid part about it. And like
the Sunfire
crashed.
The red Sunfire.
Yeah, some piece of shit that I had. I had so many cars. Like this fucking homeless person got in the car. She had like 15 socks on her, and then she pulled out this like aluminum thing that had some powder, and we fucking snorted it. It was just like, that's just the type of shit we did.
Just the shit you did.
Idiots. Fucking idiots. And I look back on that, and
I don't like saying fucking idiots because it's like, dude, you were living though. I mean, you live, you learn, you're trying shit.
Yeah, but you weren't living right though. Like, that ain't.
I mean, well, who's to say though? I mean, I don't let anyone. Who's like, I don't know what scale I'm supposed to put my life on because life is such a giant spectrum that I think a lot of this shit, although it's scary. And I remember one of my worst calls was just sitting in a park and this dude just coming out of the fucking bushes, because we were at Ravenswood Manor Park, which is adjacent to the Chicago River, which had this manure area, so nobody ever went over there. He came out of the manure area, which we're like, what the fuck? No one comes out of that. And dude looks straight up like Jason Voorhees, but without the mask. And we couldn't tell what the dude looked like. We can tell he's white and bald, but he's wearing a fucking straight up jumpsuit. And dude just starts running at us. And so we only see him as a dot at first. And I'm like, what? Dude, that guy's running at us. And so we all just jumped up and just fucking ran. Lewis, who was one of my best friends, he falls to the ground because he's the fat kid. And it was hilarious that the guy ran past Lewis like, fuck that one, I don't want that one. So we used to make fun of him ever since then, dude, but no one would even want to kidnap your ass.
So did he catch anybody, or he just like,
no,
you guys
man, we used to have a system. Like, we literally used to make fucking signals on how to fucking circle around the block or which way to break. We always had plans on this shit. So right away he goes, break, and we just broke between Eastwood, and I turned down Eastwood, he turns down Albany. And so we'd always do that shit because, I mean, that was just the way it was. We were so used to playing egg fights and fucking during the summer we had the firework fights. Back then you could go to a dollar store and get a fucking firecracker. It wasn't a big deal. You can fucking go to a fucking regular dollar store. It didn't even have to be fucking July. Do you remember this? This is back, I'm talking 97. Back in the day,
I do not, but
it was
doesn't
the
surprise me
shit.
at all.
It was the shit. And so back in the day, we used to just get all this shit, but we would just launch it at each other. It was fucking fun. It taught you that, you know what, it's not that bad to get hurt. And the way that child rearing is now is obviously far worse. This is not good. This is not good for anybody. The fact that you can go out your door, there's no kids. You know, when I go out my door, I expect to see kids everywhere because I live right next to a public park that I grew up skateboarding and playing in. So it's so sad to see that they're not
Greenbrier, right?
Greenbrier Park, yeah, in Chicago.
Yeah,
I live right there. So I look around, I still see your old house and shit, and I pass by that area all the time. And
I wonder who lives there now.
It is a family of I think they're Palestinian. They're actually really nice.
Really?
Yeah, they're really nice people.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I wonder who has my room.
Yeah, I think some little girl does now. Because just because my boy, what's it called? His dad still lives up here, and we go to the driving range now. So and go play, you know, just hit balls. So I pass by your place all the fucking time, or your old place. And so it's just sad that there's nobody there, man. There's nobody. There's nothing to come back to. It's so sad. If you came back right now, you would literally say, "Where the fuck is everybody?" Like that's how you would feel, because it's not the same vibe it used to be. It used to be just, I don't know. We looked at each other, we nodded,
and there's people out there, the gangbangers and the fucking emo kids, and everybody's out. Fucking Assyrian dudes.
I'm out there at 7 a.m. today, and so I'm seeing the new Mather high school kids, and you know, so I like to see who's replacing me from, you know, back in the day. And this kid has a blunt sticking out of his mouth, and I was so angry. I just went, put that shit behind your ear like a normal person. What is wrong with you? You just giving that shit away, man. And fucking just natural. And the kid just looked scared of me instead of just doing it. You know, like we would have reacted, you know, like, damn, sorry, damn. You know, like it would not have been a big deal to us. The kid like looked like he was about to run into incoming traffic to avoid me. Like, I swear to God. And I do not look that old. So, like, don't fucking tell me I'm some creepy old man.
Dude, speaking of child rearing, we had a lady come and like talk to us about like family services that they provide, and you know, for work, like family services that are available to people with families and stuff. And you know what she said? She said, if you're watching Game of Thrones and there is some sexually suggestive shit on the TV, and your 5-year-old happens to walk into the room while you're watching that, and he sees that shit, and then he goes to school and tells a bunch of kids, you know, about the sex shit, you can get in trouble as a parent.
What?
For
the TV being on? For the TV being on. That's really the problem. That's the problem. The TV's on. Are you fucking joking me?
Well, I guess because of what was playing on the TV, but
does she? Yeah, it's like I mean, it's like regardless, it's the human body. I mean, they don't even understand what they're seeing, and even if they do, then congratulations, your kid's not an idiot. Like,
well,
I
she
mean,
fucking scared the shit out of
that's
like
insane. I know that. I mean, the fact that's happening, that's insanity.
yeah.
Because I raised my kids to shit. Like when they would run into it, they would go like that and go ew. Because they would do it themselves because they knew they didn't want to see that shit. And
well, this lady was a little extreme, man. And you know what else she said?
Sounds pretty. She sounds pretty. What's the word? Conservative.
She also said that if you have a teenager, right? So like a 16-year-old boy or something.
Okay.
And that boy sends sexually explicit pictures to a girl or receives pictures from a girl. Right? They're teenagers. They're 16.
You're a teenager. Yeah, right.
If you're the parent and you pay for that phone, you are technically liable for child porn.
For child pornography?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. That is
this is what she fucking said to us. And I was just sitting there like, that's a bit extreme. Like,
yeah, why would you even bring up such a crazy scenario? And by the way, if your child happens to, like, she just tells you exactly what happened to it during her day, And then your husband asks you that you're fat.
If I'm a parent and I hear that shit, I'd be freaked the fuck out. I'd be like, all right, no one's using
as a parent. As a parent, I'm laughing because that's the most ridiculous shit ever. I would laugh in her face and be like, "You're ridiculous, lady. You realize that you're ridiculous because there's no way I'm raising my kid like that." And I didn't.
This
raise my
fucking
kid.
lady was like citing fucking laws and shit.
Yeah, statutes and fucking quotes and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, who actually does it?
Yeah, right. And meanwhile, we have a case right. I was gonna say, meanwhile, we have a case right now that's in the media that is a student that, or I think a younger than 21 kid that went off and shot some, went off on a mass shooting, and the parents are now facing judgment. And so I think that. Yeah, I saw that on Court TV. So it is actually happening, and that is such an extreme where it's like, this is where it counts. Okay, this is where it counts. Not watching Game of Thrones, you stupid moron, but passing around firearms and telling your kid, "Hey, fucking bring that shit to school, man. You're gonna look awesome."
Yeah, especially because I think that the details of that case were such that the mom knew that her son was
that he was unwell,
some issues, and they got him the gun.
Yeah, and still did it. And this has happened multiple times. Right. And this is the same thing that happened with the American sniper Chris Kyle. I believe he was also killed by a guy who they were literally taking to a shooting range. And the kid had mental disorders. Why are you bringing a kid with mental disorders to a shooting range, let alone turning your back on him with a loaded pistol? No? How about no? Don't fucking do that?
Yeah.
I don't understand how you got to that point. It's really like when your head's so far up your ass at that point, it's like, I don't know how you got there. I really don't know how you did that.
To be honest with you, that case about the mom that's going to jail for what her son did, I'm kind of glad, because I feel like a lot of these kids, especially the ones that like end up doing mass shootings and stuff, they are the product of shitty parents. Not all the time, but I would say the vast majority of the time they come from broken homes with really shitty parents. And I don't mean shitty in the way that they like the parent abuses
couldn't afford
them.
diapers at some point.
They're just like bad role models. They're bad parents. They
just bad people.
Bad values in them. Yeah.
Right. I've noticed that on TikTok, some people are showing their children, and when your child has mush mouth and you cannot understand a word of it, that means you're doing you're not parenting right. When your kid is 3 years old and can't speak like coherently, you're not doing it right.
There's some kids that have like legitimate medical reasons why that happens.
Yes, but a lot of them are just not talked to. I knew one that one kid who the only word the freaking 4-year-old knew was "whoop dat trick," and that was back in like 2003, I think. And it's just like that kid's gonna be a mass shooter one day, you know. And what difference is a gangbanger than another mass shooter when you're just shooting around in masses of people? To me, that's just another mass shooter. I don't see any fucking difference. It's a dude with a gun shooting a bunch of people.
So to be honest with you, I think that's right. CNN, I think it's CNN. They do this tracker where they track like the mass shootings in a year for the country.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know, in the month of January we had like 50 mass shootings or whatever.
Yeah, we had more than there were days in the year. Yeah, I remember that.
Something crazy like that. But then when you look at the criteria of like, okay, what constitutes a mass shooting?
As a mass
shooting that it's a shooting where there's like 4 or more people, right? There's like they're shooting at 4 or more people, something like that.
Right.
And then when
it's
you
not
really
a small number.
Data and look at like where a lot of these shootings are happening. A lot of them are gang related. It'll be like you 4 dudes standing on a block, and then one dude comes up to them and starts blasting them. But I feel like it's wrong to conflate that with the type of mass shooting where the kid like sort of premeditates it and like writes out a whole manifesto. And
absolutely, yeah.
I mean?
In that context, absolutely. Context is key to everything. When you add those details, yeah, totally separate. I don't mean that. I just mean I value the lives the same. That's all I mean.
Right. When you try to
human lives.
in as like mass shootings, it's like, well, no, like, yes, it's a shooting. Yes, there's too many guns, but also like there's a deeper issue with like, you know, some kid that bought an AK-47.
When you lump in all of it, yeah, right, you're going to lose a lot of the actual nuance in that minutia. And so, I totally agree with that. It becomes just oversimplified, and you're just throwing it all in the same. You have to compartmentalize that shit. And they should do it to its like very details. Is the person mentally disabled? Or like have some sort of mental issue? Did they shoot, premeditatedly, or did they just, just shoot themselves or something? I don't know.
Right. Yeah. And it's not to justify it, but it's just to like, separate.
It helps us understand.
That's like just shooting at a rival gang that's standing in the corner versus like someone that like was deeply disturbed and wanted to go to like a kid's school and shoot.
Right, because either way, both of these could be prevented, but they can be prevented in very different ways. So they need to be approached in very different ways. If we did that, then we would see a better outcome.
Right.
And so I didn't know the criteria was so loose.
But
I didn't know the criteria was so loose.
Yeah, like, dude, it's pretty fucking loose. When I looked into that statistic, because I was like, holy shit, 50 mass shootings in a month? Like, what?
Yeah, right. That's why I was like,
one. And then, then you start to look at each one, and you're like, well, that's just like some dude that got pissed off at a club and like shot it. It's very different.
It's not the same type of situation, so it needs to take a different approach. It needs to take a different entire different schema of like solutions. You're going to have to go through a whole new criteria. You're going to have to break that down. And then the more we do that,
they're different problems, so they require different solutions. Yeah. That's right.
I mean, God damn it. Gary Coleman didn't die in vain, man. It's different strokes, man.
Different strokes for different folks. Oh fuck, man. Well, shit. Hey, I gotta bounce here in a few, but I wanted to ask you, like, we should, like, what's the theme? Like, we should come up with a theme for the show.
No, we should. I mean, that's what originally I thought it was like, bringing up certain, like, of course, we want to talk about certain specific issues, and I'd like to break them down into specific topics. And it's just we just don't fucking hit each other up enough, like, and just focus on what do we want to focus on that week. Because
well, I was just gonna say we could be the show that like talks shit to any of our viewers.
That's fine too.
No guy that was like, "Oh, take your sunglasses off so you can connect with me." Like, shut up.
Oh yeah, we can do that next week and just go through the comments and just fuck with you.
Just fucking roast those fucking.
And just call it "What's Wrong with the Show" and just fucking look at yeah, exactly. Oh no, we've offended you. Oh fuck. Someone did tell me that the show reminded him of some shit that came out in 2012, and I wanted to go, "What's your beef with 2012, man? That was a good year, man. That was a good year. We still had a black president. It was cool, man. It was a good year.
It's the best fucking year of my life." Whoever said that? Best fucking year of my life. I think I fucked like 6 girls that year.
I got laid way more than I did this year. That's for fucking sure, man.
That's one girl every 2 months. Do the math, man. I was on a fucking roll. I was matching on Tinder like nobody's business.
Man, seriously. Shit. I was on Tinder and Grindr, man. You had to wear a big ass coat. I was fucking everything, man. Anyone that was coming by the house told, "Wear a coat. I'm in heat. I'm attracted to anything with exposed arms." That would be awesome.
Or here's another one for you. We could be the show that explores like deep questions like, do morticians really bang the dead bodies? Like shit that people want to know. You know what I mean? Like every time I see a show about a mortician, they make a joke about how he's like pimping out the dead bodies.
Yeah, do you ever bang the dead bodies? Yeah, no shit. And it's because it is a very there is some truth. We do know that you guys get lonely. I mean, we know that, you know, some shit happens, man. I don't know.
Are there processes in place, guardrails in place to prevent morticians from pimping out the dead bodies? Like how?
You know what? No, because look what happened with Kurt Cobain's body. That there was a silent lawsuit that got settled out of court, but because of Kurt Cobain's body being molested, and
seriously?
Yes, they were actually jamming things in him, and then I heard they made a tape of him dancing to Pearl Jam. They were dancing with him to Pearl Jam. Yeah, that's how sick it was, and that's King County, like, you know, coroner's office, you know. Wow. So when I talk to, it's nothing like that now. The King County is really good. There's a guy his name is Jason Haggis. He's an awesome guy, and don't bother him. He's really nice.
Was he a mortician?
No, he's the actual King County chief coroner. We talked on the phone for a little while. I was doing an expose on Kurt Cobain, and because I had just finished off, you know, helping out with trying to change a death certificate, and I was on change.org. If we can get the death certificate changed, we could possibly get some new eyes into the case that are not Seattle related, which is what we need. So that way they'll actually open the case, because if Seattle continues to look over Seattle, it's not going to work. So we need some outsider to come in and actually do something. So I talked to him and I asked him about certain situations, and he said that what I was talking about was not far-fetched, and he had heard about certain rumors. And so I actually got to quote him. Real fucking awesome interview. I really wish that was when the show first started. Yeah, I was on a mission.
I was watching some show with Danny DeVito the other day, and he asked the mortician, he's like, "Let me ask you, morticians, the dead body." But it was
always sunny. Yeah, it was
always sunny. Yeah. But I was like, you know what? Do they bang the dead bodies though?
Yeah.
Because like I see that joke a lot. I saw it in a movie the other day too, where like
which that's another thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to start. I'm trying to look for some people with really interesting jobs, because I also wanted to start talking to some of these people too. Maybe we can get a few questions in. If you have an interesting job, please write something down.
Let us
there.
Interview you. We have questions.
We have
also
questions.
I will pay you $20 an hour.
$20 whole dollars. It's not that's his money. I'm not doing it.
I'm doing it.
All right. So yeah, no, we need to divulge into I would like to talk about some really weird shit though, man. I mean, I got in too much trouble
at an ice rink.
What?
Zamboni?
Yeah. Yeah. What about a Zamboni?
He drives it. He doesn't even ice skate. Like he said, he doesn't even like ice skating, but it was like right in front of his house, and he applied to the place, and they were like, "Oh yeah, can you drive a Zamboni?" And he's like, "I mean, I'll give it a shot." And then he did, and he was like good at it. I guess I don't know how you can be bad at it, but he was good at it. He wasn't bad at it. And like he drives the Zamboni now. It's just fucking ice skate.
That's such an interesting job, man.
Yeah, like what's his day-to-day like?
I don't even know how to spell that. Like, if you ask me how to spell Zamboni, I'm really just gonna spell it phonetically. I really don't know. It's not one of those names that like pops in my head. Zamboni. Shit. So yeah, we should dive into that.
You know what we should do? We should
dark documentaries.
We should put on Craigslist like we'll pay $25 an hour for an interview.
For an interesting interview.
For people with interesting jobs. You know what? I'm gonna fucking do that right now.
Yeah, they charge you now just to fucking do that. Just to put up an ad, you gotta fucking pay now.
On Craigslist?
Yeah. I wanted to put up an ad on Craigslist and I had to pay like $25. And it was for like a gig. I was just trying to look for like a drummer, I think. And it cost me like $25. Couldn't fucking believe that shit.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't been on Craigslist since like 2018 when I needed.
Yeah, well, after all those people started trying to buy mattresses and fucking disappearing and shit, and all those fucking like really bad cases where YouTube had lists of like top 100 terrible stories from Craigslist, they were getting in a lot of trouble. So they had to narrow it down. Like, all right, you fucking creeps, you guys actually managed to cross the line somehow. And it's because they're literally fucking saying, "Come buy a mattress so I can eat your face." Some fucking bath salts. Come buy a fucking mattress. I'm giving them away on that bath. This is a bath salt sale.
Dude, I tried to buy fucking weed from this Craigslist guy one time. And, like, I showed up to the place that he told me to show up, and there was like cops down the block, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And this dude comes out wearing weed pants, like it's like pajama pants with little weed plants on them, and he's like, "Oh, here, you can hold my phone while I go get the weed. Give me the money." And then he like hands me his phone, which is like completely fucking broken. It's busted. I'm like, "No, dude, I'm not gonna." I was like, "That phone looks like a piece of shit." And he's like, "Oh, it's my real phone. Look." And then he like I guess he was like doing Uber Eats. And he's like, "Look, I got an appointment right now. It's like my real phone." I was like, "No, dude, I'm not fucking buying." Like, sorry. So then he ends up like pointing me to the dude that actually had the weed. Some fucking guy comes out holding a baby. He's like carrying his baby daughter. He's like, "Oh man, I don't know why you made this so complicated. All you had to do was give the guy the money and he would have brought you the weed." He's like, "Stick and move, stick and move." Stick and move. Like, "You're a fucking terrible businessman. That's probably why you're on Craigslist." I'm sure he's broke now because the weed is legal everywhere anyway. So, but yeah, that's the last time I got on Craigslist. Let me check it out again. Stupid.
All right, man. Oh god! All right, man. Well, we'll talk about it during the week and we'll figure it out. All right,
man.
we'll definitely have something for next week though. All right, I don't want to hold you up, bro. All right, man. And he's gone, just like that, and I'm alone. All right. Well, I needed that laugh, so honestly, sometimes simple discussion helps you think. And if I were to try to summarize what any of that was just decent. It's just laughter. I'm just laughing because it's funny that it's just a really small world. The whole time Skinny was talking, I could have sworn it really was him that I was with that day. So I really thought, I thought like Skinny was. I first thought he was telling you guys a story that like maybe he forgot I was in, or maybe he was just saving me, like, you know, trying to protect me, because, you know, we're bros, we do that, you know, we protect each other. So, you know, maybe he was trying to protect me, and like, you know, not mention that we hang out with freak shows today that fucking live in mattress stores. But these are the fucking people that you meet throughout your life. And you know, the best thing about Skinny is just honestly the way that he comes off. He comes off very, very soft and gentle, and that's because he is. That is who he is, and he always has been that way. And there's nothing better to see than somebody you know that you can still fucking know. And you know, I can't say that for a lot of people. I mean, some people think that change means to, or growth means to change everything about you simply because it was a part of you. No, you change what's negative and what's hurting you, but don't change who you are. Always remember who you are. I mean, if Mufasa can't teach you that in Lion King, I really don't have anything for you. I mean, that's James Earl Jones. So I mean, you're arguing with the fucking clergy on that. So yeah, good friends, good time, good humor. All right, guys. I hope we accomplished something with this, but it does make a good point. I do like talking about random shit. And so, yeah, we should be more focused on certain things, because I would like to talk more about the gun topics. That was an interesting part to talk about the compartmentalization that should be approached, and the type of nuances that should be approached when it comes down to not only the sale of guns, but how we approach shootings in the first place. So that is definitely something we'll probably retouch on. All right. Love you guys. Stay safe, stay yourselves, and stay cheesy. I thought I had it set for you guys already. Apparently I don't. I'm sorry. I failed you guys again. Stay cheesy.
Welcome to Useless Agent. This program is not meant for children of any age. Enjoy my nightmares.
And stay cheesy.
Okay, let's do this.
Enjoy it. Stop crying. I'm just a city guy, living fly, getting high. Living till I die, getting by, whipping by. Staying solidified, big time to be precise. Here's your ticket, ride, follow if you feel my vibe. I'm just a city guy, living fly, getting high. Living till I die, getting by, whipping by. Staying solidified, big time to be precise. Here's your ticket, ride, follow if you feel my vibe.
50. Smile on your face. Nobody give a fuck about 40. Nobody remember 40, and y'all niggas is giving me way too